the recent challenges with the supply chains have been talked a lot about in industry, and due to both the Suez Channel issues and COVID and all the other things. So is that something you see people actually working on practically today among your customers to go towards demand-driven manufacturing and those kind of things? Do you see that happening, or is this more like in newspapers? Anyone to add?
I can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, sure. I can start us out on that. Definitely, we're seeing it, and I think we're seeing a lot of manufacturers double clicking on technology, right, and understanding how they can streamline and make more efficient their operations across the board. So, being able to do more with less, as well as being able to, at a push of the button, in the factory of the future, be able to move things around where they have materials, so, or where they have personnel, because in a global pandemic, they might have an outbreak. One factory has to shut down or minimize their production output. And so being able to very quickly and easily, in the case of what we do, be able to move from a factory in India, for instance, to Chile or Mexico, or into Europe, being able to deploy those procedures and have an operator that doesn't know anything about something immediately be able to have step-by-step guidance in a heads-up display, easy to use format. I mean, my 8-year-old son could follow these type of these instructions if he understands what a gasket is, for instance. But yeah, we're seeing it, and we're seeing the need for flexible solutions to be able to solve some of these gaps that are existing in the workforce and in materials as well.
Great.
And I can, sorry, it's okay if I add something?
Yeah, I was just asking for you.
Yes, we have a second product, which I haven't talked about today, which is in optimization, supply chain and logistics and planning optimization. And we've just come out of 2 different projects related to improving the flexibility and speed of your supply chain and logistics. So we definitely see the interest in it in this space.
So Olof, is that the same for you? Do you also see that when it comes to your tracking devices and transports and stuff?
Yeah, we get lots of requests, several requests all the time about these types of issues.
Yeah. Okay. Something else talked about a lot, and feel free, guys, to chip in questions to the guys we have here. There's a lot of talks today about, and I actually see some of that with the corporates we're working with, and things that companies are more and more bringing or adding non-financial KPIs to the entire operations they do, towards people, how their employees, or towards the planet, or towards, is that a trend that we see a lot? Because initially it was more like people trying to say they support all the SDG objectives, but now I see a lot, we see a lot of real government towards those kind of metrics and KPIs. Is that a trend that you see?
Again, yes. Martin here again. We do see an interest, especially in emissions and reducing emissions by being more efficient with your resources.
Yeah, Magnus, this is Adam. We're seeing it as well too, especially around sustainability and material waste. So being very mindful and good stewards of that type of material. And so any reduction, it does have a financial impact, but there definitely is the social responsibility element as well that is an important part of ultimately getting people behind these type of technologies that I think if something's going to help save the future, it's going to be a technology that's going to do it. And so, yeah, we hear that all the time around sustainability, both from a financial and social responsibility perspective.
Brilliant. Jarl, what about France?
especially our experiences in large data centers. I mean, we all know that data center is a huge energy war, as we say in French. But it's starting to, we see this in manufacturing as well. But if I take the data center, of course, there's an energy cost in the data center. The problem has always been that the end customer, the customer being there, when it's an operator, pays the energy. So the operator is not impacted by a high energy usage. Sounds silly, but it's really the case. He's more occupied with filling up the space. So in France, since from 1st of January next year, there is a direct incentive on diminishing the emission of CO2, which means that there is a financial interest in the end, because they are not going to get the industrial cost of energy for their sites if they do not do certain things. Now, it's true, it's very often based on different type of audits in order to put in place improvements. And it's less on direct technologies helping to really take down consumption. So, but we'll get there. That is the first phase where we're looking at certifications and things like that, which we know are sometimes a little bit boring and not very efficient, but it's the stage. So we're now getting requests because of this, because some companies are really getting prepared. And at the same time, we see, I have to say, we see the type of question, I know it's not always what we want, but what can AI bring to our segment of industry? So they're looking at what can AI bring for me. So they're prepared to test to see what is this technology, and specifically AI. Even you don't do AI to do AI, but if it's AI involved, it's very interesting. So there is some traction, in fact. And I think in Sweden the same thing on data centers. A lot of data centers up in the north, but in France, for example, that is now happening, and the industry is following up. So yes.
Great. I think we stop there. So with all of that, thank you so much for today. Thank you, speakers. We love to listen to you. And if anybody has any questions or issues, let me know. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.